So guys, this is Ben Jamin, and I wanted to talk to you about buying a car at auction from Copart. I recently did this for the first time. I bought a 2002 Nissan Maxima 6-speed with about 161,000 miles on it, with a clean Ohio title, and I bought it from Copart. The car came from Columbus, Ohio, and I live in central Kentucky. So I just wanted to share my experience with buying a car on Copart, and a little bit later, not too long later, we'll go through and check out the car and see some of the stuff about it and what I plan on doing with it to fix it up, make it nice, and what it's going to be used for. So to start off, I actually live about a mile from one of the Coparts in central Kentucky. So I said, well, if I find something there that I like that's worth it for me to fix up or do whatever with, then it'd be pretty easy to get it home. It's just about a mile from my house. So that kind of got me into the idea of looking at cars at auction on Copart. At least for me in Kentucky, most of the cars or vehicles that I am interested in purchasing or bidding on, you have to have a license to even bid on it. And I'm not a dealer. I'm just a shade tree mechanic, car guy, and I do not have a license to do that. So what I ended up doing was signing up for an account on Auto Bidmaster. And if you've seen some other people's videos, like Tavarish or Legit Street Customs, you'll see, or Legit Street Cars, some of their videos have been sponsored by Auto Bidmaster. Because people have found pretty cool things on there at good prices. So I signed up for the free account on Auto Bidmaster. It takes a few things like uploading your driver's license or other form of ID, setting up a form of payment, and that kind of thing before you're able to get an account going. And I also signed up for an account on Copart's website because that lets me get into any lots where I want to go check out the cars before I bid on them, or at least it's supposed to. So my first step was to get online and see what cars were going up for auction near me that in the next week or two. I think most Coparts, if not all of them, do about one auction a week, and it could be on any day of the week. And I had a list of, I think, 13 vehicles from my local Copart that I wanted to see, and about 15 or 18 from one that's about an hour from my house. And so I took a day to go check those out. At my local Copart, I was greeted by friendly people, and they actually have someone that escorts you around the lot to show you where the cars are you want to check out. And this lady, Carol was her name, she had a battery box with her in case I wanted to start a vehicle and it didn't have enough charge to start, or the battery was completely dead. And so it was a great time walking around and talking with her. I think we found all of the vehicles. She, knew where they were, and she even knew some other additional details about some of them, like, oh, we took this as a car that's an overflow car from another Copart because we're running out of space. And then some cars she would know more about if it was one that they'd have. And so for that first place, I think I narrowed it down to maybe 5 or 6 cars that were worth bidding on for me. And so on the Auto Bidmaster site, I saved those cars to my watch list and then proceeded to the other Copart to check out ones there. This one was a little bit different. I was greeted by a lady who said that if I'm not a dealer, there's no way that I could get onto the lot and check out the cars. And I was a little bit surprised by that because I was under the impression from information online and from my previous visit to a different Copart that I could go and walk the lot and check out the cars and inspect them before deciding whether to bid on them or not. So, fortunately, I convinced the lady that she should let me in anyway. She said, well, don't sign the list, take this vest and walk out there, and don't run into anyone that's going to ask you for a dealer's license. So, I got to spend about an hour and a half finding all those cars, or most of them, by myself, and checking them out. I think I ended up with maybe 4 or 5 that were worth watching or bidding on from there too. So, the Copart near me was having their auction, I think 2 days before the one that was an hour away. So when that day came up, I noticed when I got on my Auto Bidmaster site that when it got close to auction time, I was not able to join the live auction with my free account. So I actually had to upgrade to their medium level of membership to be able to bid real time on a vehicle. And I also learned that day that I had to have a deposit on Auto Bidmaster's site for $400, which would allow me $4,000 of buyer power and one vehicle to bid on. So, what I did was I put $800 of deposit down and was able to bid on up to 2 vehicles, at a time. And it's pretty nice on their site. They have a lot of information about the vehicles, a lot of good stuff to filter what you want by. And especially helpful was their fee calculator. For any given bid, you click the fee calculator button and it'll tell you how much your Copart fee is, how much your Auto Bidmaster fee would be, and how much your documentation fee would be. And at least for me, it ended up being about $700 or so of fees on top of whatever the bid would be to buy a vehicle at auction in Kentucky from either of the 2 auction sites close to me. So you have to kind of factor that into your process there. So I ended up actually missing the whole first auction because I was getting that stuff set up and I didn't get to be a part of it. But I had it all ready to go by the second one. And it's kind of neat. You get to watch the live auction, decide what you want to bid on, and you can also bid and use their bid for you, where you put in a max and then they will bid up to your max and see if you win it. I ended up bidding on 2 vehicles from that first auction. One of them, the bid went too high, so I stopped. The other one, I ended up bidding $325 for a Volkswagen Passat that I believe had a clear title, if I remember correctly, and only needed a rear windshield. And they had it covered up to, hopefully prevent most of the rain and stuff from coming in there. But this was a bid that was on approval, which means that the seller has to approve the bid amount, and if it's not enough, they don't want to approve it, then they can re-auction the car. So a few days later, I saw that the seller did not approve the bid, so I did not win that Volkswagen Passat. But it ended up back at auction. And I think it's been there a couple more times, might even still be there. So that was my first experience. I didn't end up with anything. But the next thing I looked at was some vehicles that were in about a 3-hour radius of where I live. And for these, I looked at only clean title vehicles that it was pretty clear via the ad in the auction that they would either be able to start and drive and run and drive home, or it would only take a little bit of, very, very minor work to get it to do that. So that's where the 2002 Maxima came in. This was an auction at Columbus, Ohio, Copart in Columbus, Ohio, and the Maxima was a charity car, so that means it was donated, and I believe it had a reserve price, and I ended up bidding up to $450, and I won the bid at $450, which when you add the fees onto that, brought the price up to, I believe it was $1092 for the vehicle. And the way Auto Bidmaster works is once it's confirmed that you won the bid and the price, is approved or it meets the minimum, then they ask you for a wire transfer for the full payment. So I went to my bank, I did that, and then they tell me that the Copart will hold the car for 3 days for free, and then every day after that you don't pick up your vehicle, it's $5 for the first day, $10 for the second, $15 for the third for storage fees. So that was motivation to get up there kind of quick and get the car, because I don't have my own transport, and I wasn't going to pay to have the car transported to my house. Not for this one, because I was looking for a budget kind of thing, and so that's what happened. I got up there, my wife drove me up, and of course you have to have cash to pay the storage fee. So $5 in cash brought the total price for my car up to $1,097, and I brought some basic tools in the back of the car and some jumper cables, and they send me back to the sublot. Guy with a big loader goes and picks up the car and drops it off to me outside the gate, takes the Ohio license plates, and says, "You're good to go." So after that, I turn the key. There is some battery power. I give it a start. It's not enough to turn it over fast enough and start the car. So I jump it, and it starts right up. The Maxima had a lot of Columbus dust and dirt on it. We noticed that the city, at least in the area we were, had just kind of a lot of dust and dirt flying around. And the tires were a little low, and the power steering was not working. But besides that, everything else about the car was in pretty decent shape from what we saw. So we drove to a gas station. I filled it up with premium, put a quart of 5W30 in it, 12 ounces of power steering fluid, and some air in the tires, and then made the 2 hour 45 minute trek back home without any issue. And I'll go into more details about the actual car in a different video, but that's generally the process of buying a car at auction. I did bid on a few other vehicles and decided to not, get caught up in a bidding war for cars I wasn't interested in paying that much for. But for a clean title 2002 Maxima, about $1,100 plus a trip to get it, and I should be receiving all the documentation for the vehicle within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I think they say 30 days or less and you'll have it in your mailbox. So in the meantime, I'll work on the car and get it ready to pass my state inspection and transfer the title and get it registered, and I'll be in good shape from there. So that's generally the process. And some things I didn't know going into it was the deposits for the Auto Bidmaster site. I didn't know that I'd need a premium or higher up account to participate in the live bids, and I didn't realize at first how much the fees would be on top of my bid price. And then I also learned the difference between at least the two Coparts that are close to me as far as inspecting vehicles. Now the Maxima, I did not go to Columbus ahead of time and inspect, but what I'm probably going to do, my strategy is to inspect vehicles here in Kentucky before I place bids, but then only place bids on charity cars from other states. I look at Nashville, Memphis, Columbus, Indianapolis, and those are probably the main different Coparts that I'll check out, unless I'm looking for something that is, kind of specific and another one has it. So I just wanted to share that experience with you guys in case you're thinking about buying a car at auction. A lot of cars at auction have either just a bill of sale, either have a salvage title, or have a clear title. They tell you what the primary damage is, any kind of secondary damage, and tell you if there's keys with the vehicle, and a few other things that are important to know. And I found all that to be pretty helpful. I think most of what I look at will be vehicles that have clean titles so that I can start them up and drive them home from wherever I pick them up. And ones that have keys, when I'm actually at the auction, looking for a lot more details about the vehicle as far as any kind of hidden damage, what it smells like, things that you don't see on the ad on Auto Bidmaster or Copart. And my purpose for buying vehicles at auction will be, if it's for me, I might have a need, but also friends and family that I know that are either looking for a car or I feel like they need an upgrade, and if I can get something for a good price that they would be interested in, where they can sell their car and pay me the same price for mine and get a better vehicle, then that's something that I enjoy doing and would help out people that I know. So feel free to leave any comments or questions, or ask for clarification on anything if you have any about buying a vehicle through a Copart auction. If you are a dealer, I feel like dealers or vehicle repair places are probably the primary folks that buy cars at auction, and so the process is kind of geared towards them, where they'll bid and then they'll have however many cars they want shipped to them, but I kind of like the more personal experience, from just a consumer that's looking to do a few fun things with vehicles. So we'll see what else I end up looking at and finding. I did give myself a $1,400 budget all in for this first auction vehicle. So right now I'm right around $1,100, and hopefully the stuff that the Maxima needs I can do for about $300 or so, and end up with a decent example that I can do something with. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.